YouTube? So this is going to be part 9 of the Honda Civic K20z1 build, and this is going to be most likely the last video of this car because I'm going to be selling it. So if anybody is interested in this car, please hit me up on Instagram at k20z1, or you can message me on here as well. So I guess I'm going to go around and show you guys what the setup is. So this is just a stock K20z1 from the 05 to 06 Acura RSX. As far as the transmission, it shifts really good. There's no grinds or pop outs. Motor runs really good. There's no weird knocking noises or anything weird going on with it. Has about 135,000 miles on the engine, and the chassis has about 150, which really feels smooth on this car. Everything really feels good, like if you do decide to pick this car up. But anyway, so we got our K-tuned idler pulley kit on here. We got EM USA mounts. They're kind of budget mounts, but they work just as good. I got just an aftermarket intake, which is like 50 bucks or whatever. Stainless steel braided lines to just an aftermarket regulator. We got a TSX exhaust manifold to a 3-inch piping. See up under here. All welded up by JFab. I'll go in the back and show you guys that too. And it's going to an 05 to 06 muffler, which is basically like the Type R for the RSX. As you can see, it's kind of changing color, like bluish. I really like this piping that I chose. It does have a dent right here and right here, and then the paint is kind of coming apart, which is kind of notorious for this color and this year. If you see these cars a lot, you'll notice paint does fade exactly in the same spot. But other than that, yeah, the car is it's pretty much basic. There's nothing really aftermarket on here. I just got an aftermarket clutch line, and I did the engine harness myself. As far as the conversion harness is converting the cluster to the ECU off the RSX. So if you want to check that wiring out, just check out the whole series build and you can see everything that I've done so far. Mounts, like I said, pulley and intake are really the only aftermarket things on here, and the regulator and clutch line. Another reason why we're filming this video is because I installed hondata, so let me show you guys that real fast. So this hondata is 02 to 04, but I do have the adapter harness for it. So if people wanted to know how do you run an 02, 04 hondata K-Pro on an 06 car, this is the harness that you would need to adapt to it. It bolts right up. You don't have to wire anything. If I ever needed to go back to stock, I can. It's still wired up exactly the same. So when I put my stock ECU back in here, everything will be good. This ECU is actually for the K24 Spider that I'm going to be building in the next week or so. So stay tuned on that. Let me show you the interior. Interior is pretty clean. It's decent. The only thing I can really say is these visors aren't the best. But other than that, like the headliner is pretty decent for the year. Those usually go out really bad. Seats, really good condition. This door panel is really good condition. For some reason, the factory defect, these always get like destroyed. Other than that though, it's all stock. Passenger side seat is all good. Everything's matching. Everything on this car actually is original as well. So all the VINs are still on the doors, the fender right here, the bumper, everything is all OEM as well. So you're not getting a car that's been hit. It has a little bit slight dent in the front of the hood too, but you can barely notice that as well. Other than that, we're gonna go ahead and get this car started. So let's crank it up. If you are interested in buying this car with the hondata, I guess I can sell it as well, but show you guys how it sounds. So I'm gonna let it warm up right now so we can get oil pressure up, and then we can go see how it sounds now with the hondata and crack some VTEC. So once it's all warmed up, we'll come back and we'll get on the road and see how it feels. Alright, so we're on the road. I'm gonna drive it a little bit so I can get it all warmed up right now, but if anybody wanted to know how this car drives, if you were just to daily it feels completely stock. I mean, unless you're punching the car, it feels like a regular Honda Civic, obviously with a little bit more torque at the lower end since it's a 2.0, but all the gears, I mean, going in are real smooth. The car is stock height, so I doubt anybody would even notice that this car has a swap in it. As you can see, everything's working good, no check engine lights, at least with the hondata. I don't have secondary O2 sensor hooked up, or primary O2 sensor hooked up for the stock ECU, so it does throw a check engine for that. But like I said, if anybody is interested in buying the car with the hondata, I'm willing to sell it as well, just to, you know, make it a little bit quicker car for you. Comparing it to the last video without the hondata, this thing is completely different now. I've taken it for a test drive already so far, and like I said, big difference when you go hondata. I mean, there's nothing wrong with just getting the car running, but if you can't afford the hondata, it's definitely worth it. Let's see if we can get a little launch here. It really gets down. I actually just pumped the tires up a little bit, so that's why I'm spinning like crazy right now compared to the video if you guys see it on Instagram. But yeah, it pulls really good, guys. I mean, you see. It's a little hard to control with one hand, so sorry for the bouncing around, but yeah, I had the limiter, I think, at like 2300 right now, as far as launch control. So probably gonna have to lower that a little bit more if someone does decide to keep it with the hondata. But overall, the car is really, really nice. I mean, it's hard to find these cars not crashed up, especially Honda Civic hatchbacks. That was grandma, and as you can see, it only has 153,000 original mileage. So I still do have to kind of bleed the cooling system a little more. That's why the idle air control valve is actually kind of funny, but I'll try to look a little fast. Piping is a little loud, but it's definitely worth it for the power you get. A lot of people say K-Series can't handle 3-inch exhaust. I mean, it's a myth, definitely, because this one handles perfect, and it's definitely got back pressure still, so no problem with that. But like I said, back to just driving it normal and it being a good daily driven car, it would be perfect for somebody who, if you just wanted to have power every now and then and just save gas. I'm pretty sure this car could save you pretty good mileage, about 32, I believe, to the gallon on the K20s, somewhere around there. But they get a really, really good gas mileage for the power they produce. So if you think about it in that way, it'll really save you money in the long run, especially compared to newer cars. I believe this car should be just as fast or right around with the, no, I believe it can beat the new Civic Type R actually. Civic Type R isn't really that fast of a car to me. But yeah, let's give it another rip. But yeah, if you're looking for fun, reliability, this is it. That's why Civics are so loved, because you can have all kinds of power and still save gas, which I think is the perfect combination for having a car. So if you haven't seen this build, go ahead and check it out, 1 through 8, and let me know what you guys think. I believe this car came out phenomenal for what it is, but unfortunately, like I said, I got to get rid of it. I do got a couple more projects that I want to bring out for you guys, so stay tuned for those. If you haven't like, share, subscribe, comment, let me know what you guys think, and see if we can get one more launch before we let this video go. And also, this is just a base map. I know some people are like, oh, I've seen faster than that. This is literally just a map that I've chosen and did a couple modifications to. So pretty sure this car's got a little bit more power in it, and it's still on a stock exhaust manifold. So that alone is holding it back big time. So just to let you guys know that. But the way it feels perfect, guys. I mean, I would probably just throw some headers and just leave it how it is. I'm pretty sure it'll break off a lot of people. Maybe throw some suspension on here. But even how the suspension sits right now, it's really